In a world where social media has turned privacy into a luxury skill, keeping certain things secret has almost become a forgotten art. Many mistakenly believe that complete openness is a sign of authenticity, not realizing that excessive transparency can become the root of their own problems. The truth is, while many admire our achievements, a significant portion may harbor envy and exploit any information against us. Moments and successes can bring joy and strengthen connections, but the line between communication and oversharing is thinner than ever. We live in an age where caution is not just a choice but a necessity. Intelligence is not only about accumulating knowledge or achieving success but also about the ability to discern what should be kept private, choosing what to share and what to keep to oneself. This is not just a precautionary measure but a protective strategy. Privacy becomes a shield, a safe haven where our ambitions can grow away from prying eyes. This concept is at the core of modern wisdom that understands that protecting your peace, security, and personal progress is essential. In this video, we'll explore 10 things wise people never reveal to the world. Before we begin, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and like. It helps us continue creating more content like this in the future. Now, let's start this transformation. Be cautious when entering conversations about financial details. It's important to remember that prudence and caution become your greatest allies. Starting a discussion about your bank balance, investment accounts, debts, or ambitious financial plans for the future might seem like an honest way to bond with those around you. However, transparency carries more risks than it appears at first glance. The Stoics advocated for moderation and prudence in all areas of life, including finances. For them, caution in financial matters was necessary to maintain inner peace and avoid the dangers of envy and greed. For instance, Seneca argued that true wealth lies in the self-sufficiency of the soul, not in the accumulation of material goods. Accidentally revealing details of your financial situation can provide fodder for envy to fester beneath layers of smiles and congratulations, harming relationships and turning mutual respect into veiled rivalry. Even personal financial success, shared with those close to you, can be perceived in a toxic way, leading to comparisons and grievances. In this case, caution is not just a safety measure but an armor against these invisible threats. On the other hand, talking about debts can end up being the disclosure of a delicate topic. Financial struggles can lead to snap judgments, affecting how others perceive and interact with you. Our future financial plans are valuable assets, ideas that, if published prematurely, can lose their value. Moderation in finances, as taught by Epictetus, and avoiding excessive spending, saving, and maintaining confidentiality, isn't so much about hiding information but rather a wise choice to protect our financial path from envy, fraud, and unwanted judgments. Discretion is essential for successfully navigating the complex world of personal and financial life. Revealing future plans is like opening a book whose pages are still being written. Every dream and goal is like a seed that, if exposed too early, might not sprout under the critical and envious gaze of others. Premature disclosures can lead to unwanted interventions, weakening the magic of surprises and accomplishments. When we realize that, in a world where the opinions of others often weigh more than they should, as the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius taught, prudence in safeguarding our future projects becomes extremely important. It is essential to keep them secret until they are implemented. This is a way to preserve inner calm and avoid external interference. Sharing your plans invites all kinds of energy, from good to toxic, and people who, even with good intentions, may project their own insecurities and fears onto you, questioning or discouraging your aspirations. The reality is that while some wish us well, others see us as a threat to their own success. The advantage of keeping future plans secret until they materialize is a strategy of conservation and resilience. This approach not only protects against external influences but also allows for adjustments and changes of direction without being exposed to public judgment. The ability to surprise, revealing your achievements when they're ready and not before, is a powerful tool in building your personal narrative. Working in silence has deep value. It is in that space, behind the scenes, away from the spotlight, where the true magic happens, where your plans can grow and develop without interference, preparing to bloom at the right moment. Ultimately, protecting your future plans is about protecting the essence of your path, a statement of faith in yourself and your ability to achieve your dreams. Away from the shadows of doubt and discouragement, guiding the star of your dreams until the right moment arrives. Family issues are difficult to understand, especially for those outside the inner circle. They can feel like walking a tightrope over an abyss of emotions and expectations. When these problems become public knowledge, we risk seeing them through the lens of condemnation, unhealthy curiosity, or even judgmental attitudes. Sharing family matters can attract uninvited people and unwanted advice, adding more confusion. Every family has its dynamics and conflict resolution methods that are often imperfect but help maintain a solid foundation. Privacy and intimacy are becoming increasingly scarce, and details about family problems can become weapons for those with bad intentions. Public disclosure of these issues can make reconciliation and resolution more difficult. Health issues, in turn, require care when being shared. Addressing health problems, whether physical or mental, is of great importance, but choosing to maintain discretion is not an act of concealment, but rather one of self-care and preserving dignity. As Seneca once said, "The soul resides in its health." Disclosing information about health conditions can open doors to stigma and prejudice, which still persist in society. Confidentiality allows a person to maintain control over who has access to such intimate aspects of their life. Personal conflicts and their resolution require tact and wisdom. Openly expressing disagreement can be necessary but may also damage one's public image and ruin professional relationships. Sharing intimate details out of disappointment or the need for support can be risky and should be approached with caution. We involuntarily expose our lives to interpretation and judgment. With such exposure, without setting boundaries, tension can further complicate the situation, spreading conflict beyond the initial parties involved. Moreover, bringing disagreements to light risks marking one as prone to conflict or reckless, potentially impacting one's reputation and authority in the workplace. It is vital to keep conflicts under control and resolve them quietly. Tense relationships and disputes with colleagues, when made public, can quickly fuel office gossip. The organizational climate may then cast doubt on leadership qualities and teamwork capabilities. Keeping conflicts private maintains communication with the other party, allowing constructive decisions and reconciliation to happen away from prying eyes. This approach not only protects existing relationships but also fosters an environment where respect and mutual understanding prevail over condemnation and discord. It is an act of prudence and respect for oneself and others. This strategy enables more effective conflict resolution and helps create and maintain a solid public image characterized by maturity and the capacity to navigate challenges with integrity and honesty. Relationships and acts of charity are woven into the fabric of our lives, creating an interlacing of kindness and compassion that illuminates the darkest corners of human existence. Yet, the true essence of these actions is not about seeking applause or recognition. The purity and sincerity with which they are performed, as Epictetus said, reflect true generosity, doing good without expecting anything in return, not even overt praise. Showcasing our good deeds, paradoxically, can diminish their value, turning altruistic gestures into currency for admiration or social status. Genuine generosity thrives in secrecy. When we choose to remain anonymous in our charitable acts, we reinforce the principle that the main objective is to help, not to be seen. This approach not only preserves the dignity of those receiving help, allowing them not to feel obligated or exposed, but also keeps our intentions authentic, ensuring that the action stems from a genuine desire to foster kindness without ulterior motives. Prudence in acts of generosity serves as a powerful reminder that good deeds do not need publicity. On the contrary, there is a unique beauty in knowing that one has contributed to someone's well-being or a shared cause without expecting anything in return, not even recognition. This stance encourages deep reflection on our motives and strengthens character, manifesting not only in public but, more importantly, in moments of anonymity. Preserving acts of generosity or charity also protects us from the cynicism and suspicion that such actions are merely performances. In a world increasingly skeptical of intentions, choosing the path of prudence in good deeds is a rebellion against the idea that generosity must be noticed to be validated. By deciding to remain anonymous in our charitable acts, we not only preserve our essence but also reflect on the true meaning of helping, redefining generosity as a genuine obligation to care for the well-being of others. We create a legacy of kindness that, though invisible to the eye, is immeasurable in its own way. The exposure of one's love life is like a coral reef, full of vivid and incomprehensible colors. It is a deeply intimate aspect of existence where the purest feelings and deepest connections flourish. However, randomly sharing details of this part of life not only dulls its colors but also exposes what is most personal, blurring the edges for everyone to see. The essence of intimacy is what makes preserving the secrets of love so special, sheltering moments and personal emotions from prying eyes. This is not concealment but rather a celebration of the sanctity of these connections. In a world where constant exposure is often mistaken for authenticity, choosing to keep a secret is an exercise in discernment and respect for the subtle nature of affectionate bonds. We thus protect not only our own vulnerability but also that of our partner. Each public revelation, each social media post, risks turning sincere feelings into a spectacle exposed to interpretation and, at times, unjust judgment. Such unnecessary exposure can place pressure on relationships, imposing expectations on a dynamic that should flow freely, guided only by understanding and mutuality. Privacy in one's love life allows a couple to explore, grow, and face challenges away from curious eyes, creating a safe space for vulnerabilities where mistakes are opportunities for learning and not fodder for gossip. This strong protection from the outside world fortifies relationships, making them more resilient to possible storms. In moments of disagreement, the previously chosen discretion becomes a blessing. The process of healing and reflection, deeply personal, when not under the microscope of public opinion, can occur more authentically and wisely. Preserving aspects of one's love life is a gesture of authenticity and mutual respect, recognizing that the true paradise of love exists far from the stage and the audience. This is a reminder of what lies at the core of being connected with another being. There exists a whole, a universe that deserves to be cherished as the most precious of secrets. Opinions about others, in a world where the rapidity of judgments and spontaneity dominate, are governed by the wisdom of preservation. The discretion of some opinions about others becomes an invaluable virtue. Opening up can be an act of sincerity or correspondence with the truth. However, such practice is fraught with the risk of damaging relationships, sowing discord, and ultimately, undermining the speaker's integrity. The truth is that our perceptions of others are colored by our own experiences, biases, and emotional makeup. Prudence, combined with respect for the complexity of individual paths, allows us to reflect more deeply on the roots of our criticisms and understand that what bothers us in others may reflect unresolved issues within ourselves. Keeping our negative evaluations of others confidential also helps protect social relationships and professional environments. Negative remarks can cause unnecessary controversies and antagonisms that affect group dynamics. By choosing the path of prudence, we avoid becoming catalysts for conflict and misunderstandings, thus strengthening our position as trustworthy and mature individuals. Moreover, this approach encourages us to seek more constructive solutions. Instead of expressing criticism, we can choose direct dialogue with the interlocutor, offering connection in a respectful and productive manner. This stance contributes to personal growth and development and fosters more authentic and sustainable relationships. The decision to keep negative opinions about others a secret is an exercise in wisdom and self-development. It acknowledges that while freedom of speech is a right, the influence of our words on the fabric of human relationships is a responsibility that must be managed with care and attention. This choice reflects a profound understanding of the importance of cohesion, harmony, and mutual respect in building a more understanding and unified community. Keeping spiritual beliefs private is an essential aspect of personal life, freedom, and self-defense. Various cultural and social conditions can significantly shape the perception of our beliefs. In certain work or academic environments, discussing religious or spiritual preferences can lead to bias from colleagues or superiors. Epictetus argued that one should live according to reason and virtue, regardless of external religious beliefs. For him, spirituality focused on character building. Preserving this aspect in secrecy allowed for the practice of teachings without external judgment. A modern example of the importance of keeping spiritual beliefs private could be an employee who practices daily meditation as part of their spiritual life. While this practice may hold profound meaning, it is wise not to discuss it openly at work to avoid misunderstandings or labels. Ultimately, keeping our spiritual beliefs private allows us to live authentically without concern for external perception or condemnation. This grants us the freedom to explore our spirituality personally and intimately, free from outside interference. Openly discussing weaknesses and fears can make us vulnerable to others. While in some situations, sharing fears with loved ones is helpful, widespread disclosure of such information can lead to misunderstandings and even manipulation. A wise person understands that not everyone needs to know about their inner experiences and anxieties. By speaking openly about our weaknesses and fears, we risk being judged or facing negative criticism. Some may use this information against us, undermining our confidence. In the workplace, this can weaken our position and authority, while in personal life, it can lead to misunderstandings and conflict. Keeping weaknesses and fears private allows us to maintain inner strength and focus on overcoming them without external pressure. Confidence, which is especially important in professional settings, can be protected. Additionally, open discussion about weaknesses can attract unnecessary sympathy, which does not always help in reinforcing our strengths. Instead, focusing on growth allows us to work on our fears with space for wisdom, choosing whom and when to share our internal feelings. Protecting our weaknesses and fears from prying eyes helps maintain emotional balance and self-confidence, allowing us to direct our energy towards developing and strengthening our personality without distractions and negative external influences. Today, we discussed how the wise management of sharing information with the world can prevent unnecessary problems and help maintain inner peace. Reflect on the nature of what you choose to share with the world. Remember that true wisdom lies not only in the knowledge we acquire but also in how we choose to share that knowledge with others. If you enjoyed our video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you understood the message, write "Silence is strength" to show that you grasp and embrace this important message. Thank you for being with us. Remember, your strength and wisdom are reflected in your ability to manage your words and actions. Until we meet again, may your silence be a source of strength. Take care and look after your loved ones.